Let's talk about Banished for a minute. Banished is a unique type of city builder where you start off as a group of 4 or 5 families who have been banished from their homeland. The game has two core concepts that you must understand if you want to do well. The first is that survival is the most important thing, and the second is that survival will only come from proper resource management. By collecting resources, farming crops, and growing families, you too can build a thriving metropolis from your small group of settlers. I cannot stress enough how important proper resource management is for this game. If you don't have enough wood, you can't make firewood. Villagers freeze to death. If you don't have enough food, they starve to death. If you don't have enough houses, your population will stagnate and it'll eventually die out. This game is essentially like the Dark Souls of a city builder, and yet that's what makes it so fun. It's interesting being issued a challenge that seems so impossible that it's not worth trying. And it's even more fun knowing that you can tackle the problem from so many different angles. Are you going to be the fishing village? A farming village? Maybe you'd prefer to be a mining village and trade with merchants from nearby villages. These are all real questions you have to ask yourself, not just when the game starts, but throughout the whole gameplay experience. But remember, for every way you can tackle a problem for your little town, there are probably a dozen more things that can go wrong. Starvation, freezing, and diseases are common occurrences in the game, and if you don't have the proper plan in place to combat these problems, you will find your little villagers won't stand a chance. So, the million-dollar question is Banish a good game? I think the answer to that is a resounding maybe. The game itself is wonderfully crafted, and if you enjoy city builders, this is the best one to come out in a long time. While the game is difficult, you have to remember that with patience and proper planning, you can overcome any obstacle it can throw at you. This is one of those things where you keep bashing your head against the wall. You're going to keep doing it, and it's going to hurt, but once that wall breaks, you're going to have the most euphoric feeling ever. Then you're probably going to die. But even though you're angry, you're going to try again. I'll get a little farther this time, you'll tell yourself, and you will, because the only goal in this game is to survive. You can set your own goals, and it feels good when you accomplish something you set out to do on your own rather than something the game told you to do. So the question I have for you is, how will you survive?